Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, what's happening, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Let me go ahead and see if I can change my screen here. Hold tight, y'all. Welcome, my friends. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for chiming in to the program. Here we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. There we go. That's better. Yeesh. Yes. Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, I want to talk more about President 47 changing a memorial, putting his name in front of the previous president's name, who had the building was named after, and it has been for years. But once again, Trump wants to have everything about him, everything made about him, everything in his name, because he thinks that he is doing far much better than past presidents and better than anybody. And so we're going to talk about it. I'm talking about the renaming of the Kennedy Center, now called the Trump Kennedy Center. The last time we had spoke, I shared a response from the grandson of JFK, and he had explained it, saying, this was a memorial of my grandfather who was assassinated. He was a huge advocate for the performing arts, and this building is in his honor. It has been, I believe, since what, the 60s, 70s. I could be wrong, but now it's renamed. It's Trump is on the board. He serves as the chair. He was hosting the recent Kennedy Center honor. I mean, everything has just gone to you know what, and we're going to talk about it. Also, a longtime conservative attorney, the ex-husband of Kellyanne Conway, who is by far one of Trump's biggest advocates, biggest supporters, a former Trump administration member. Her ex-husband, George Conway, has announced that he will be running for Congress in New York as a Democrat. So we're going to talk about that. Also share the recent list of top GOP presidential contenders. What else do we have? Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj has gone MAGA. What else is new nowadays? Also, Erika Kirk publicly endorses JD Vance for president. And we have some other stories here. A Democratic congresswoman out of Florida is caught being greedy. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it all, y'all. We talk about the left, we talk about the right, we talk about whoever does wrong. We got to share it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Before we move forward, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season, a wonderful Christmas. I know I did. Had a good break. Enjoyed spending time with the in-laws in South Carolina. It's funny because I did a Christmas special, just a Christmas special talking about holiday traditions. Obviously your top holiday films, top holiday top holiday songs, the whole debate if Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie, which is funny because I received a lot of comments that was not happy with my take on that. So which is pretty dope. Because hey, it's all friendly debate. It's nothing like, oh my gosh, I feared my life. But it's funny because people do take it pretty serious when you talk about don't mess with their movies now. Don't mess with their movies. It is a Christmas movie. How dare you say that? I'm like, calm down, calm down. I've spoken my piece that it's not, and I will continue to share my, give you my take, and I will forever say it is not a Christmas movie. So, you know, like it or love it, I could care less. Um, what else I got for you, y'all? Before we move move into the program, for those who are watching us right now, do me a favor if you haven't done so yet. Um, we've have uh put out a campaign on our socials. We are pushing to get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We're pushing to get to 1,000 subscribers here. Let me see if I can, for those who are watching, let me put it up here on the screen for you all. This is our goal right here, to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're doing so good. We're getting closer and closer each and every day. But again, we want to we want to succeed that goal, and we can't do it without the help of you all. So if you don't mind, by doing me a huge favor and subscribing, if you have not done so yet, please subscribe to the Arrington Gavin Show, the Arrington Gavin Show YouTube channel. Share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We have been growing each and every day with a couple of subscribers here. We're building up in our viewership numbers. But we definitely want to hit that goal of 1,000 subscribers. So we need your help. So I truly appreciate if you can continue to support this show by, for one, watching, two, subscribing, and if you don't follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram, we're on Substack as well, TikTok. Let's see here. You can also watch us on Facebook. Am I forgetting any? And we're on X too, but X is kind of like a lost, like a dying social media platform. We all know that. But hey, I'm on it. So if you don't mind, please following us. I truly appreciate it. And also, you can check out our awesome website, www.theagshow.com. Okay, www.theagshow.com, to support us from there. You can follow up with recent episodes too. It keeps you up to speed of what's happening. Get you involved in our social media. If you want to shoot me a contact, please do so. I love to keep that engagement going on between listeners, viewers, and myself. I want to hear from you. Want to know what's going on. What's the conversation starter nowadays? Uh what's your thoughts on just what's happening in Washington, and everything from sports, politics, a little bit of everything, y'all. A little bit of everything. You can also listen to the program on the go. We're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you listen to your podcast or get your podcast, you can uh, listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Uh, shout out to our friends over in the New Orleans area, where you can listen into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're gonna head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, where you can tune into the program weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's a more platforms you can find us on. We continue to grow the platform each and every day. We could not do that without you all, the listeners and the viewers, those that continue to support us. I'm just here giving off my opinion, what's going on in the world, stuff that I will say, hey, look, this is We should talk about it. We should talk about this. We should talk about that, as well as bringing on great interviews with amazing individuals from the world of politics, business, sports, entertainment, whichever, for people that are doing great things in the community. We're gonna bring them on the show because I believe that the world is always missing great conversation, and that's all we're doing here is great convo. So I appreciate for y'all sticking with us, but look, we're gonna head to a commercial break. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GOP verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GOATverse TV.
GOPverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healty beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. Let's get it going with our first story. As I mentioned earlier, the White House press secretary Karoline Leavitt is expecting baby number 2. Let's talk about Karoline. Let's go ahead and congratulate her. Where is Karoline at? Who happens to be the youngest person to serve as press secretary in history of the White House. Look, I'll give her credit. She has been holding her own. She is not scared of the criticism. I mean, I would say White House press secretary is one of the probably the hardest job in Washington. Why? Because you're the one that's getting bombarded and press by the press. But here's the thing, though. It's only but a few times where she's getting pressed, and the reason why I say that is because we all know during this new term, this second presidential term of Donald Trump, the administration, Trump himself, they wiped out valid and accurate journalists. All right, they're changing the narrative when it comes to freedom of press. Why, you might ask? Because the press room is filled with, I would say, 85% conservative, right-leaning media, as well as mostly, MAGA supporters, those that ask the dumbest, that do whatever they can to help make them look good, help make the administration look good, help make Trump look good. I look, I told you, Matt Gaetz, former Republican MAGA vocalist, former Florida congressman, disgraced congressman, now OAN host, was in the press room as a reporter. God help us all, I know. Anyway, fast forward. Caroline Levitt, she's been, holding the fork down. She recently announced that she is expecting baby number 2 with her husband, who I don't know his name. The only information I do know is that he's 60. Caroline is 28. They're on baby number 2. Yes, I would say a little on the ick side. I mean, listen, there is a pattern when it comes to the Mar-a-Lago culture, when it comes to that, that elite culture. You hear folks saying, you got to have the MAGA look, right? Or, a lot of the women, mostly in MAGA, they kind of look a little bit the same, right? When it comes to appearances and this and that and the other. But let's just be honest here. It is a bit, I don't know, off when you see these grown ass men. I'm talking, if you if you see a picture between the two, and y'all can look it up yourself. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna show you the face, but if you look at her and her husband side by side, it definitely looks like father daughter. All right, father daughter. The father that might have, had him and his wife might have had the unexpected, child. This is our baby. This is our baby. I mean, like, it's a bit weird, if I might ask. But hey, love is love. Who am I to judge? Congratulations to her expecting baby number 2. Now I'm going to be curious who will be filling in for her when she's on maternity leave. Or would she end up, not finishing out her full term as press secretary? Because look, when Trump was first in office, he had, oh man, you had what? Huckabee Sanders, you had Sean Spicer. I know there was like 4. Was it like 4 press secretaries that they had, White House press secretaries? I think there had to be about 4 of them. But anyway, yes, congrats to Caroline, even though we might not agree on a lot of things. Hey, expecting, that's great news. She's probably just extremely happy, like, oh, thank God I can get out of this White House, give me a reason to leave and take a break. That's really what she's saying right there. But let me go ahead and move it on, my friends, to another interesting story here. Nicki Minaj, rapper, hip hop artist Nicki Minaj, has recently been under fire for her appearance at a recent Turning Point USA event, where she sat down with uh Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. And if I can pull up a sound bite here, here's a couple of sound bites of that appearance that she had. First and foremost, Nicki Minaj had already received some backlash when she was recently invited to the White House to speak about the abuse happening in was it Africa or Nigeria? I forget what country, but she had recently spoken about the abuse that women are receiving in that country, which is interesting because I mean she's from New York by way of Trinidad. Her background is Trinidadian, and but she's from New York. Uh uh yes, she's from New York. She reps New York. Um you know, a lot of folks at the time was saying, why is she speaking about this issue? This is mainly a paid gig? What's the deal here? And now she's coming to Turning Point, one of the most conservative functions, organizations up there. It's up there. Seeing her speaking is just like, okay, what's the deal here? So let me go ahead and share you a soundbite of just a little bit of the conversation that she had with Erika Kirk.
As Black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. If as Black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman.
I had to play that again because I was really trying to understand exactly, you know, Nicki, what is your point? What are you like? What are you trying to do? Like, you're telling Black women to stop attacking white women. Now, again, I've never seen anything like that happen. Nor do I again, what she's doing is a talking point because that's what that's the right narrative, what they continue to push out. Perfect example. Banning of books, or in Florida, this is why I've always criticized Governor DeSantis, the whole erasing African American studies, right? They're like, oh my gosh, why do we want our white children to make, you know, they feel so bad, and you know, why do you need to make them feel bad? No one's blaming them. They were not there. They did not exist during that era. What we're explaining is American history. You see why I did not say African American history. What we need to realize that African American history is American history. That's why, in all honesty, you know, a lot of people criticize Morgan Freeman when he had said that he thinks Black History Month is ridiculous because Black history is American history. It shouldn't be all in one month. It should be happening along with American history. Now, I agree with him on that. Now, what I disagreed with his point was that how do you handle the racism issue, right? He said, don't talk about it. Don't address me as a Black man. Address me as you know, I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm not going to say, hey, you know, you're white man, yada, yada. That to me was a bad, you know, response in my opinion. But Nicki, throughout her whole career, has been known to attacking other Black women. So it feels a bit hypocritical that she's all of a sudden saying, why do I need to attack other women? She's attacked Cardi B. She's attacked Beyonce. She's attacked Meg. She's attacked everybody. Okay, she's even attacked Erika Kirk. No, she's attacked who did she attack? She's attacked the right in one of her lyrics, and I'm forgetting what was posted on social media. The thing was killing me is that she's grifting now. Grifting seems to be the word of 2025 because she doesn't think she's rich enough. Here's another thing. Nicki is not on top of the world anymore, y'all. As I mentioned, you have the rise. At one point, it was like Cardi and Nicki was neck and neck. In my opinion, when it comes to popularity, when it comes to music, Cardi continues to climb up that ladder. Why? Because Cardi's relatable. Cardi's well liked. People enjoy her atmosphere. They enjoy her energy. This whole Barbs, Nicki has always fought for attention. She's one of the most biggest attention seekers of all time. I mean, this right by far is one of the biggest attention seeking things that she has done. To sit to, first of all, here's I'm gonna make you laugh on this one. I'm gonna make you laugh on this. Okay, hold on real quick. Let me rephrase. Let me bring that back. So you probably heard a little bit as I was pulling that up, but this is an old clip. This is an old clip of a debate between the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk and a liberal student, a student who was on the opposing side debating him at a university, and they talk about the hip hop artist, female hip hop artist.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on, I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't think that songs that are talking about like glorifying wet female genitalia is exactly. I don't know which one wrote that song. Which one was it?
I think it was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but by the way, the role models of the 1940s and 50s for Black America were completely different.
So it is a representation issue.
Hold on a second. No, not representation. It's who do you get your art from? It's what values are they putting forward? For example, more times than not, Black politicians will lament the condition of America. It's systemically racist. It's terrible. What does that do to a 14-year-old Black kid if you just find that you hear that everything is rigged against you? Instead, they should be saying, hey, there might be some barriers, but if you believe in yourself enough, you can achieve in this country. It creates a form of social conditioning of low expectations. And that's not my argument. You know whose argument that is? Barack Obama's.
I don't necessarily agree with everything he said either, man.
Barack Obama said, number one, we need more fathers in the home. This is when Barack Obama didn't go super woke.
Barack Obama's a liberal. I don't care what he's got to say.
Okay, but Barack Obama, then secondly, he said that we can't keep telling our Black youth that you can't succeed in this country. Anybody can succeed in this country. And Obama was right when he said that. Obama was correct when he said that we need to change the story we're telling Black America.
Here's my frustration when everybody goes to that argument. Now that, by the way, that was Erika Kirk's late husband criticizing the exact individual that was just talking with her, and Erika Kirk's on stage saying, amen, amen, that's right, amen, amen, yeah, to Nicki Minaj. Lord help us. Also, when we always hear, and I can't stand when people always say we need to teach our children a different notion. It's not always going to be like, hey, look, you live in a world where they're not always going to appreciate you, and they're not always going to, you can do it. Now there's going to be some barriers. Why can't we just keep that? Once again, ladies and gents, people always try to cop out because eventually, before you know it, we almost start all sounding the same, right? Like I always say this. All we ask is for equal opportunity. To say that when it's acknowledged that, hey, look, this is the first Muslim American or the first African American, everybody's like, oh gosh, here's this DEI thing. Were they even hired on merit? or was it just because of their complexion? Oh dear Lord. Instead of saying, wow, why are they the first? Why don't they ask you? Why don't they ask you that? Because there's one side that is always used to seeing them being number one, number this, number that, always selected, because they haven't been comfortable in seeing, like, there's folks in certain states and certain areas that they don't have any form of diversity, and it's foreign to see diversity. And whenever they see diversity in a workplace, they're not gonna feel like, oh, this is a accurate or a viable place because it's a little too diverse, so they might not have all the bells and whistles that I'm looking for. People do think that. People have to understand is that, look, whenever I used to hear folks say, or they bring up the question, do you think America's a racist country? I would personally say no. I do not think America is a racist country. Now, does racism exist? Yes. Now, I sometimes want to say we have a discrimination issue, because discrimination towards females, discrimination toward different classisms, or classes, right? We live in a world where it's like the haves and the have-nots. I mean, we have so much stuff happening where it's like, why can't we, for one, have the conversation, admit that we need to improve? Which folks will always say, you got to say we're better than we were before. Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about right now. There has been cases that involves race, that involves, sexism, bigotry. That still exists. That very much still exists. So let's talk about it. Let me read you a little bit of this article from the Independent. Nicki Minaj, as I earlier played a clip of her at Turning Point USA's 4-day American Fest 2026 summit, where the rapper joined Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, to speak about her newfound admiration for President Donald Trump and Vice President JD Vance. Obviously, she's joining a long list of very highly accomplished rappers like Amber Rose, Waka Flocka, who else? Lil Wayne, Kodak, 50 Cent, the who else up there support? Nelly. I mean, she's hey, she thinks that Donald Trump is big baller, so hey, she wants to be a big baller. Her remarks led a significant fan backlash. Her Instagram account now reads, "Sorry, this page isn't available." A number of followers, however, pointed out that the Bees in the Trap artist had previously quit Instagram, doing so in October. Even the now Nicki Minaj X account remains active. Well, maybe it's because X is really like the new the new account for all things conservative. It's not a true social, but it's all things, far right leaning viewpoints. So of course she would be like, I'm just gonna take all my talent, because she now she has a new audience. She has a new audience now. And hey, good, good for Nicki. What's gonna happen is, and what's already happening, she's losing a lot of she's breaking a lot of relationships with people. Joe Budden publicly said he's done with her. I mean, there's a list of people. D.L. Hughley had already made a post, a very hilarious post that I put out there. There's so many people, her fan base, everybody. Everybody's just saying how screwed up it is, and how could you this and the other. Look, at the end of the day, y'all, Nicki's showing you her true colors. She's never cared about y'all. She cares about herself. She's always cared about herself, and this is just a perfect example. So y'all don't be mad. Just, the truth comes out. She's following, in her mind, what is more profitable. Because look, people fans of her music are still going to probably listen to her music. Now, is she losing a large fan base? Probably. But look, I remember when look at Kanye West. When Kanye West had was seen with Trump, I mean, I don't think it really it gained him more of an audience. People love controversy. Controversy sells. So I think Nicki will lose a lot of friends in the entertainment piece. Um, I don't think she's gonna lose. I mean, we will see. I really don't know. I don't know if they're loyal to her, then her fan base, that is, if they're loyal to her, then they would that they would they'll stick with her. But um yeah, I mean she's hasn't uh uh she hasn't been as MAGA, in my opinion, like Amber Rose, right? Now, I will say, speaking of Turning Point USA, is that it doesn't get any more MAGA than that. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. It doesn't get more MAGA than that. But let's see how far this goes. Let's see how far this goes. Is she gonna, put out a new record now? Leaving MAGA or something, like we would. Let's just see what happens here. I'm reading a piece from Joy Reid. She recently reported she clowns Nicki Minaj after her appearance and millions of followers lost over MAGA pivot. Joy Reid is obviously not holding her tongue as Nicki Minaj continues to face backlash for her align with conservative figures. Reid jumped into the conversation with a post that laid out what she believes are the real consequences of the rapper's latest political choices. She puts out 10 million followers lost, but hey, at least she now has her MAGA and Turning Point USA friends, plus the Jeffrey Epstein defenders who are cool with pedos. Woo! All of whom will, I'm sure, any day now will become huge fans of a woman performed hip hop and formerly undocumented Trinidadian immigrants, so long as they're not in fishing boats near Venezuela. This should all work out perfectly for Nicki. Let's see if Don comes through with those pardons. Wow. I mean, look, Joy Reid just don't care no more. She does not give a flying what ever since she's left corporate media. But we will see, my friends. We will see. What's your take on Nicki Minaj recent turn to MAGA? Just I'm curious. I'm very curious. Do you see this as shocking? Do you see this as very on brand for Nicki? Do you think this is truly her way of saying, "Hey, look, I've turned a new leaf. I'm leaning more into my faith, and I'm this is the new me now." Is it accurate? Is it a publicity stunt in your opinion? Like, let us know what you think. Let us know by hitting us up, whether it's DMs or emailing us, going to our website, contacting us. I'm curious to get your take on it. Now I want to stay in, since we're talking about Erika Kirk as well. I want to talk about this too, because recently Erika Kirk publicly came out by endorsing JD Vance. JD Vance, who's the current VP, vice president under Donald Trump. And him and Erika has kind of been in the news, because there's the whole rumor, like, oh, I think there's something going on between the two. I think there's something going on between the two, because, and you know how social media always goes. They're like, okay, did you see the way she hugged him? Did you see that rub around the back of the head? Do you see this? Do you see that? Oh, did you see that JD Vance's wife is not wearing her wedding ring? Ooh, what's happening? Ooh, I think there's something going on between. We will never know. And sometimes it's really just comical when everybody makes up all these rumors. But let's see it here. Let's see it here. Let me da, 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 da. So, okay, so the widow of well, I'm not gonna repeat all that stuff, but she had recently uh endorsed Vice President JD Vance as president. Or he endorsed him for president for 2028, despite the current U.S. Vice President having yet to announce he is running. Now, at the opening day of Turning Point USA's annual America Fest conference, the organization's largest gathering since her husband was shot dead in September. Quote here, she says, we are going to get my husband's friend JD Vance elected for 48 in the most resounding way possible. Referring to 48th president, Trump being 47th president. Now, Vance, meanwhile, was scheduled. He did speak there. Turning Point USA has credited with helping Republican President Donald Trump expand his coalition of support, leading to his 2024 presidential election victory. Her announcement ahead of Trump's 1-year mark in office signals early jockeying to be his successor ahead of the 2028 election. Because let's be honest, Trump's administration, I mean, his current year is going to the crapper. I mean, they're talking about it now, and it's only been year one. He has 3 more years left. So, they're gonna continue to, they're playing it now, and it's so funny because this is why the far right, the extreme right, is just losing their minds right now, because all of the leading voices are not seeing eye to eye. Okay, you got Steve Bannon pushing out this 3rd term for Trump, saying it's possible, and if he doesn't get this 3rd term, then some of us are going to have to be going to prison again. I mean, this guy, for one, why is he even like not locked up? Like, can someone answer that for me? Like, why is somebody like him still has a microphone, has a platform? Guys like him, Alex Jones, why do those guys even have a platform? Can anybody answer that for me? You got Ben Shapiro going back and forth with Steve Bannon, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. Everybody is fighting to be the favorite child. Literally, everybody's fighting to be the number 1 favorite child. And Megyn Kelly, she's just, I mean, God help her. I mean, seriously, she's just a lost soul. Trying to stay relevant. I mean, hey, she's built a career on Sirius XM. She has her own channel coming up with that, so obviously she's doing something that's good. But you have folks like Ben Shapiro lobbed attacks at media rivals Candace, Tucker, Megyn, and Steve Bannon, calling them fraudsters and grifters. Look, one thing I might say, I might not agree at all with Ben Shapiro, but he's always been, in my opinion, a accurate, reasonable conservative, meaning that he will continue to fight for his beliefs. He won't personally insult you as much as some of these other folks, but he's passionate about his beliefs. You know what I mean? And I can respect that. He's had conversations with people on the other side, and I've seen him have respectable debates. Now, Candace is starting to see the light now, because she's not invited to anybody's cookout. Nobody's saying, "Oh, let's invite." No, like Tucker Carlson, he's just kind of going cuckoo for Cuckoo Puffs as well. As I already told you, Megyn is going where the money's at. Steve Bannon is just trying to. He's the guy that continues to run his mouth, and he needs to be put in a home. That's just me. It says here, the people who refuse to condemn Kansas truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking are guilty of cowardice. That's what Shapiro cowardice. That's what Shapiro had said. Owens, a former Turning Point USA employee who hosts a popular podcast, has been a thorn in the Republican side and pushed various conspiracy theories, including basic suggestions that about Charlie Kirk's murder. Now, Megan had recently, she had a sit down with Erika Kirk. I don't know how that went, but that had occurred. So, yeah, yeah, it's it's not looking too good over in Maga land there. So that's why they're over here trying to pinpoint exactly who will be the next face for the Republican Party. Now it's interesting because there was a list of people that I think I got this from the Hill. They gave some certain polling was suggesting some GOP contenders. If I could find them. Okay, those contenders are, here we go. So let's do a little show and tell on those predictions of people who could possibly be running for president in the GOP. So here you have the percentages and just predictions. So they got 48.8% saying Vice President JD Vance, which is, predictable because he is the second, commander in chief, right? He's behind the president. He's already made it higher up there right now. He is the second most powerful person in the GOP. Now, you also have some names up there. You have Donald Trump Jr. Good luck with that at 11%. You have Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who, I mean, they're giving him 9.3%. Now, this is a Real Clear Politics polling. You know what? It's kind of sad that someone like a Marco Rubio, who I think will be a solid candidate, to be behind Trump Jr. is, woo, that is a shame right there. And I know Rubio got to feel bad and got to be like, wow, is this how my career is now? Is this how my is this all this hard work? Rubio, who is like I said, he's current Secretary of State. Before he was the Secretary of State, he served as in the U.S. Senate representing Florida from 2011 to 2025. As I mentioned, respectable guy to folks on both sides. Not a, kind of as good as it gets Republican. You have DeSantis at 9%, which, I mean, DeSantis kind of just shot himself in the foot on that last election. I mean, he was a contender, and then when he got up there on the debate stage, wasn't too pretty. I would still say Nikki Haley is a good candidate, a very strong candidate. She pushed farther last year. I think she would have been a stronger candidate if she had not last minute say she's supporting Donald Trump. I'm not gonna say I don't know if she endorsed him, publicly endorsed him or not, but just to publicly say you're supporting him, I think was a loss for you, because there were folks on the left that was saying, hey, look, I could take a Nikki Haley. I mean, seriously, there were independents. There were a small portion of Democrats, and there was a large number of independents that was saying we'll lean to Nikki Haley. Now you go with now she's at 4.5%. Then you have HHS Secretary RFK Jr. at 4.3. I don't think he'll be running for president again. I think his was a one and done as well. He started off in the Democratic Party, then he left Democrat, ran as independent, and then he all of a sudden was still on the list, but he said he'll be endorsing Donald Trump. I I think he's definitely like his political career is over. I don't even think he could win a statewide race, in all honesty. And then you have Ted Cruz, who has run before, got embarrassed before. I mean, this is real clear politics. This is just their GOP candidates list. The reason why I could see why they they couldn't get a name up for the Democratic Party, because there's just nobody on the Democratic side that is a strong, besides Newsom. Again, I'll go back with Newsom being the primary name that's always getting called up. But that's just one person. Josh Shapiro, maybe governor out of Pennsylvania. Wes Moore has said he's going to be running for re-election for Maryland. In which I'm happy about that. I'm a big Wes Moore fan. I want him to get, build up that, more experience, right? Build up that resume. But I think this list is a cry for help. This list that I share with you all. Again, when you have Donald Trump Jr.'s second behind JD Vance, y'all in some trouble, man. Y'all are in some deep doo-doo. That's all I gotta say. My friends, look, we're gonna take a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story. Luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends. All right, last story I want to share with you all before we close it up. As I've criticized the right as much as I can, but now it's time to criticize the left. Oh yes, the left, that is. So, indicted Congresswoman, where if I can find her, where, oh, here she is. Indicted Congresswoman Sheila that is a long name. Hold up. Let me first pull this up on the screen for those who are watching this right now. Let's see here. Where is Sheila Sherfilis McCormick, who was slapped with a it says here, okay, was slapped with a savage community note on X after a $109,000 3-carat gold yellow diamond ring she accused of buying with the ill-gotten FEMA funds was conspicuously edited out of a photo. Now, yes, this lady was indicted for she was indicted on multiple felony charges for allegedly stealing millions in COVID-19 relief funds and buying expensive items with the money. Now, the same congresswoman is being exposed for photoshopping one of the alleged items she purchased out of her photo. Now, according to CBS 12, the congresswoman found herself in hot water after she allegedly photoshopped a picture. Photoshopped a picture containing a $100,000, over $100,000 ring that was allegedly purchased using fraudulent funds. Now, this picture, you see, give you the picture right here. This is the picture right there. See that ring? And then up here where it says Merry Christmas is nowhere to be found. So, long story short on this is you got caught being greedy. If this is, you was already indicted, this is still an ongoing investigation, but if it turns out that you're guilty, ma'am, you have to serve the consequences. We don't need folks like you in office. If you're over here taking away COVID relief funds, stuff that can help your constituents, and buying these $100,000 plus rings, I mean, look, you're a 3-term congresswoman. Sister, she was indicted last month for allegedly stealing $5 million in FEMA funds to support her 2021 congressional campaign. She has been under investigation by the House Ethics Committee since December of 2023. So this indictment started under the previous administration. So you can't say, "Oh, this is a witch hunt. This is just a witch hunt under the Trump." No, this is an ongoing investigation that happened under a Democratic administration. And you, ma'am, you are a registered Democrat. She and several co-defendants, including her brother, conspired to steal an overpayment of $5 million in FEMA funds their family health care company received in July of 2021 as part of a COVID-19 vaccine staffing contract. Looking at my time here, hey, you got caught. I mean, I've spoken on this show time and time again. Look, greed happens everywhere. It's not just a Republican issue. It's not just a Democratic issue. Look, this happens on both sides, man. And it's sad because there's folks that put their faith and trust in these candidates, saying, "Hey, look, you're the person that we need in office to take care of our issues happening in our community." And instead of them doing so, they say, now you got me in office. Forget about you. I'm going to live my best life because I'm in close proximity with all these, all this money, right? It comes to my table first, and I could just take it, and they won't even have to know. And you could serve jail time all for this, all for the love of money and greed, because you want to get that over $100,000 ring, okay, or the fancy clothes, or this or that, the fancy cars. Like, it's disgusting. It truly is disgusting, my friends. But that is my time. As always, I enjoy talking with y'all. Peace and blessings. Y'all take care. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.